Alright, so I'm in the middle of rereading the Harry Potter series, so I figured this would be a good time to try out a Harry Potter tag video. Getting a lot of glare from the window, but I guess we'll have to deal with that. Haven't figured out the best place to film yet, so whatever. Anyways, I've got a Harry Potter tag here. I believe it's called the Ultimate Harry Potter tag. It's got 30 questions, so let's get into it. I would say right now my favorite book is probably The Prisoner of Azkaban. I think the world seemed to expand a little bit more in that book compared to the first two. It also added some great new characters, and I love the ending. The note from Sirius at the end was just the best part. So a good ending will make up for a lot of things for me. I'd probably have to say The Sorcerer's Stone. No real reason other than it's just kind of a little more watered down, a little younger compared to the other books. Just kind of it's a good entry point, but other than that, it's not the best. I think my favorite movie would have to be Order of the Phoenix. I think that movie captures everything you need from a Harry Potter movie. Good action, good new characters, good antagonist. Yeah, I really enjoyed the gathering of Dumbledore's army, and seeing them get to know each other and get to actually do something for a change. So that was fun. Umbridge is also fantastic. I think she's better in the book, or no, I think she's better in the movie than in the book. I think in the book she's a little overdone, a little too over the top. But I think the portrayal in the movie is perfect. And overall, I think they cut down the amount of stuff that was in the book into the movie fairly well. They didn't leave some parts out that were important, but you know it's going to happen. I felt there was a lot of unnecessary stuff in the book, so I think this is a good adaptation. And during my last mental ranking, I bumped this one up to number 1. This is going to be a hot take, maybe. I think my least favorite is probably The Prisoner of Azkaban, which is weird because I put that as my favorite book, but I just didn't love this movie as much as the others. I know the direction is a little more artsy, which I don't mind. I just feel like this is a little bit too much in some areas. I felt it was a little over the top in some places. I didn't really care for the direction of the Shrieking Shack scene. It seemed a little hokey. The CGI for the werewolf was pretty bad. And also, it's just mentioned a lot as everyone's favorite. I think it's a little bit overrated. I'm just going to put it on the screen because I don't remember what it says exactly. But it's the one about it's in your head, but it's not real or whatever. This one is tough. I think the twins are maybe one of my top 5 favorite characters in the book combined. But for this, I'd say you'd have to separate them to pick one, and I can't really do that. So I'm going to toss them out for the time being. Bill and Charlie are both really cool. They don't have a lot to do in the story, though. So I'm going to go with Ginny. I do have a thing for redheads, so that's part of it. But she's also a really good character in the books. Really strong and spunky. So I'm going to go with her. Well, I'm going to have to pull a Tom Riddle and Horcrux my answer here and split it into 3 because I like Ginny, Hermione, and Luna pretty much all equally, and in the books at least. I think they're all really great characters in their own different ways. But if we're talking about the movies, then it's obviously Hermione. Well, if Snape counts, then I'd probably have to go with him. He's one of those characters where you have such strong feelings of hating him, but also wanting him to succeed and to you know, redeem himself, more or less. I'd probably have to go with Harry himself. You know, obviously he's the main character, so he's got a lot of character development. He does a lot growing up in the series. I think he is very relatable in many ways, especially in Order of the Phoenix, which I just finished reading. I found him very relatable with all his feelings of isolation and anger and stuff like that. Well, if Barty Crouch disguised as Professor Moody counts, then obviously him. He is amazing. If that is null and void, then I'd have to go with either McGonagall or Lupin. So now we're going to do some would you rather questions, apparently. I suppose I'll listen to the Lockhart, at least to be in a good mood. Did I say date? I mean duel. I'd probably duel Molly, even if she is angry, as long as I don't, like, hurt one of her kids first. That'll probably be fine. You know, Hogwarts Express. I'll take the lot. Gotta get me some snacks, you know, chill out for a couple hours. It seemed like the journey in the flying car took like 10 hours or something, if I remember correctly. It was quite a while. I wouldn't be driving for that long without taking a break. So yeah, Hogwarts Express all the way. I'll give Voldemort one of those little hand kiss things. That's about it. I would rather ride a fireball because you don't have to warm it up and make it accept you first. The obvious answer here is Ginny. She's really good in the books, and then in the movies not so much. I think early on she's good, when she's, you know, still pretty young. But then after the first few movies, they kind of don't have anything to do for her, and so she doesn't really develop as a character. So that's sad. I would say again the Order of the Phoenix. I think it trimmed down a fair amount to make it a pretty concise movie. I felt like the portrayal of Umbridge was better in the movie than in the book. Give me Gambon all the way. He has more personality and charisma. The Quidditch World Cup. I don't love the Quidditch scenes. They're kind of tedious at some points. But I think watching the Quidditch World Cup would have been interesting to see how the teams differ from, you know, the teams at Hogwarts to a professional league. So that would have been fun to see. I would say probably the Half-Blood Prince. I don't think this is the worst movie. I actually kind of like it. It's got some nice humor in it. But it's way too gray and dark and boring. And there needs to be something else going on besides all of the love potion nonsense. So I'd remake that one. Remove the sepia filter or whatever it is. I have no idea, to be honest. I've never really identified with either of the houses, or any other houses, so I never really had any preconceived notions about which one I'd be in. Apparently Gryffindor. You know, I don't buy it, but that's what they said, so I'm Gryffindor. Also, my Patronus is a hummingbird, and my wand is a poplar, so pretty lame overall. I suppose Transfiguration. I don't know why. I think they'd all annoy me. I just don't like classes, especially ones where I have to do stuff. So maybe I should have picked the Professor Binns one, where he just lectures. But I don't know. Lego Transfiguration. Accio, I mean, that's pretty easy, isn't it? Well, probably Luna, but then I'd ruin it by falling in love with her, and that'd be awkward. So I'm gonna go with Ron. I think he'd be pretty easy to get along with. The invisibility cloak, I mean, makes you invisible. That's about the most useful one, I think. I don't think so. Probably Lupin. He probably seemed the most level-headed of the group. Plus he likes chocolate, so nothing to hate about that. Probably got to go with Fred, the obvious one. You know, you just can't have one twin without the other. I think Hedwig would be a close second. Mostly in the books, because she has a lot more personality, or he. Which one is it? I don't know. But Hedwig has a lot more personality in the books, I think, than in the movies, so... Although, I suppose, I don't know. I can live with that, to be honest. So, anyways, that is the ultimate Harry Potter tag video from me. Hope it was good and stuff. I have 2 more books to reread on my quest. Then I'll be done with that for a while. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching, and I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. I don't know how to start this video. What? I don't know. The invisible... Sega, which Harry Potter book is your favorite? Cool, mine too.